Women who are past their prime can't figure out why men don't want them anymore. We've got a video for you here today from Men Only. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way in, and let's jump into it.
Do you think you're fussy when you're dating? Do you think you're too picky? Do you think that you've got low tolerance? Do you think that you've got zero compromise? I don't. But interestingly enough, I was having a very broad chat with a group of friends and, obviously mentioning that I just, recently broken up with someone and, listed a few reasons why, listed the good, but also listed the bits that were like deal breakers for me. My friends said, well, I think you're too picky.
There's having preferences when it comes to men, and then there's just having straight up delusions. If you're a single woman in your 50s, then you have no business being picky or having high standards. At that point, your pickings are slim and you should just take what you can get, honestly. Hell, don't even date, is my opinion.
And I said, really? Do you really think I'm too picky? Like, if that really is what I want, like, why would I stay? And especially if it's an emotional thing, like we're not talking like a physical thing or a financial thing. It's an emotional response to somebody. Yes, I miss him. Yes, I've messaged him. Yes, I begged him to take me back. I get all that. That was just me having a grieving period. I think if you are picky, be picky.
Being picky is what got her into the very disastrous love life that she now finds herself in the first place. That's why she has these mental breakdowns every time a dude leaves her. It's not being emotional, it's the realization that she's going to spend the rest of her life completely alone.
Like, why the hell not? I've got a lot of people that I know that are in very unhappy marriages. They're not satisfied, they're not intimate. Like, I know people that haven't been intimate in years and years and years. Like, I couldn't tolerate that. I don't know, am I too picky? Yeah. Okay, I'm picky with who I give my heart to. And then I'm picky with myself as to who I take it away from. But if you're single and you've only been dating for a few months and it doesn't line up, choose you. Be picky.
Marriages take work in order to succeed, but she's not willing to put in any work. She just expects to be madly in love, and the second she doesn't have that, she assumes the relationship has failed and will cut off bedroom fun to a dude who is trying his best.
So I was just placing an order online for some things at Costco, and the house is quiet, and it hit me. As I was ordering and looking at furniture and just looking at stuff that was on the computer, and all I thought was, I wish I had someone to love. I wish I had someone to share my life with, to buy new furniture with.
There are only a handful of valid excuses as to why this woman is lonely to the point of wishing someone loved her, but none of those excuses will work for a woman like this. If she's triggered by online shopping, then her loneliness is of her own pointless doing.
Dating over 50, so I'm about to be picked up for a second date, and I'm going to come back on here in this post and let y'all know how it went. But I'm excited. We're going to Toulouse, and this guy seems really great. Obviously, we had a good first date, or I wouldn't be going on the second date with him. But like I always say, I'm just going to take it slow, see how he shows up over time, because that's really the only way you can really get to know somebody. So I'm excited, and stay tuned, and I will let you know how it went.
These dating in your 50s vlogs are nothing more than failure documentaries for these women. We already know how this is going to turn out for her. She's going to go on this date and either come up with a reason to not want to be with him, or he's going to ghost her.
And then quickly, I wanted to show y'all my outfit of the night, because you guys always message me and say, what did you wear on the date? So this is a great Amazon top. It's like literally under $50, comes in 10 colors or something like that. These are my absolute favorite mother jeans. If I could pick one pair of jeans to wear like for the rest of my life, these would be them, because they are that good. They're just like a high-waisted straight leg. Okay, stay tuned and I'll let you know how the date went.
For the most part, dudes aren't going to care how a woman is dressed, so long as she's dressed appropriately and doesn't look like a slob. But the fact that she's showing off how she's dressing for the date really does show that she's more interested in attention than the actual date itself.
Okay, well, we're not going on a third date. So if that tells you anything, obviously the second date didn't go well, and I'm going to tell you why. So, actually the actual date did go well. But towards the end of the date, I set a boundary, and basically I'm not going to go into detail, but I've actually shared this on my Instagram before, like tell a guy no and see what he does, because this will like tell you everything. And so
if she's being that private about her quote unquote boundary, it sounds like she's referring to denying a guy bedroom fun or any type of intimacy. That's not a test. That's just telling a guy that he's going to have to work too hard for something she gave to other men for free.
Basically I set a boundary, and, he basically left pretty quickly after that. And even like when he was leaving, I was like, I don't know why I do this, just sort of flew out of my mouth, but because I was kind of wondering, like, I just basically said, so I guess I'll see you when I see you. Because after saying no, like about this one certain thing, I could just tell like his energy shifted. And then he basically avoided that question and was like, yeah, well, I have to work tomorrow, and I know you're going to Austin and blah, blah, blah.
That's because he was only interested in bedroom fun, and once she told him that was not going to happen, he lost interest. He wasn't about to waste his time, since he wasn't going to get what he wanted while she expected to get what she wanted. So he left. It's not a mystery.
And, didn't ask me out on a third date, obviously. And I could just tell from his energy and also how I felt after he left that this, we're for sure not going out again, because honestly, I wouldn't want to go out with him again. He obviously didn't want to go out with me again. Otherwise, he would have asked me. So I think it was for sure like a mutual feeling. But I guess the lesson here is like I always say, a guy's behavior will tell you everything. And the fact that he kind of acted, I don't know, like taken aback or a little bit, I don't know, like withdrawn after I said after I set that boundary.
We see this a lot with modern women. The second a man makes it clear that he's not interested in a woman, she turns around and tries to say that she never wanted him either, even though she clearly did. It's such a childish way of trying to get back at a guy who couldn't even care less, honestly.
Then this really kind of told me that guy's intentions probably weren't what my intentions were, even though I had asked him, like, so what are you looking for? Are you looking just like for casual, whatever? And, he kind of answered me in a sort of a roundabout way. He was like, oh, well, I was kind of vulnerable in the past and I got hurt. Well, yeah, all of us have been vulnerable in the past and all of us have gotten hurt. But I mean, does that mean that you're not going to be vulnerable now and that you're not looking for, I don't know. So he really didn't give me a straight answer.
That man literally gave a straight answer the second he lost interest and left the date early. He clearly was looking for something casual and this woman wasn't. But she's acting like he's the bad guy because he wasn't about to put in effort if he wasn't going to get anything out of it.
But bottom line is, I didn't like how I felt when he left. In fact, I felt a little angry and I felt kind of sad, and I was for sure like confused by the whole thing. And I think that's something that it's so good to pay attention to when you end a date, girls or guys, when you end a date, like, how do you feel after that date? Do you feel better? Do you feel happier? Do you feel lighter? Do you feel amazing? Or do you feel, less than? Do you feel mad? Do you feel sad? Do you feel a lower vibration?
She's acting like this whole idea of how you feel after a date is this shocking revelation that needs to be reported to the internet, as if we don't hear modern women complaining about this all the damn time.
Like, if you feel worse after spending time with someone, that's probably not somebody you should spend your time on again, or you should spend your time with again, right? So I for sure felt worse after spending time with this guy. And so, yeah, like, there's my answer. I don't want to, spend time with him again. I wouldn't want to go out with him again. So like I said, the feeling's mutual. Of course, I wish him the best. Of course, like he, whatever. He did a lot of good things. There were a lot of good things about the date. We did have this really insane chemistry, right?
Modern women love to talk about having a great chemistry with guys, even though their dates end in monumental failure. That's because these women couldn't define the word chemistry to save their lives. It's just something they say when they're physically attracted to a dude.
But like I always say, that's not enough. Yes, that's important, but that's not enough. So I don't know. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if anybody's ever told you no, and if you've like set a boundary with a guy and like how they reacted. Because again, I think their reaction kind of tells you everything about where their head is and things like that. Anyways, but I'm just certainly going to keep an open mind and keep putting myself out there, because, that's all you can do, right?
You can tell that she is deeply bothered by the fact that the guy is done with her. She can't help but keep tossing that word salad around because she's sick and tired of men rejecting her.
You have to have a positive mindset. Like I always say, you should always have a positive mindset about dating. Even when one person falls away, that's just God redirecting you and making room for the right man to come along. So that's what I'm choosing to believe. It has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with my worth. It has everything to do with that guy and where his head is, and all the experiences that he has had in his past, because we all bring our experiences into our dating life, of course, right? So anyways, okay, thanks for listening. Love you guys.
They always love to say that God or the universe is somehow taking care of them and directing them to their soulmate. Let's be honest, guys, these women have had like 50 soulmates and passed up every single one of them because they thought they could do better.
I deleted Hinge a couple months ago, and I have actually been approaching guys in public now, and I highly recommend it for girls, like cute guys. It is actually really fun. You're going to strengthen your social skills, learn how to flirt, and deal with some rejection, and I think it's great. So far, the guys have all been kind of like imbeciles, because looks aren't everything, but one of them's gonna be good. One of them is gonna be like a not an imbecile, not a douchebag.
She has the right idea, just a terrible attitude, and even worse sense of timing. If she tried this strategy when she was younger, then it might have worked, but since she's calling most of the men she talks to imbeciles, then we can already understand who's doing the rejecting, I think. But anyway, guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment, and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Peace.